Hello everybody, I am Fuzzyface and welcome back today to this Motorsport Manager career. Nearly said McLaren there. Obviously we are with Haas this season. We are on season 4. This is the second race of season 4. If you watched the last episode, you will know we had a massively unexpected, a massively brilliant result. Santino Ferrucci, actually a hero's story, the biggest underdog, the worst rated driver in this season of Formula 1 at the moment, went on to actually win the race, managing to hold off Max Verstappen for the last 2 laps or so. Pretty much Max Verstappen was getting pretty close. We managed to hold on to it, just managed to cross the line in front of Max Verstappen. I think it was about 0.4 of a second. Marcus Ericsson was leading the race as well. We had both our drivers in the 1-2 spot. It would have been a brilliant 1-2 win, but unfortunately Marcus Ericsson had mechanical issues. We tried to keep him out on a front wing that we knew was going. There was always a risk of it going. I thought he would be able to make it last to the end of the race. He couldn't. He retired due to mechanical issues. We'd lost some points, but it's not really a big deal because we're not going to be pushing for first place. There's a lot of these computer cars, the other teams, they start getting their reliability back up to scratch. We're going to be left by the wayside more often than not, and it's going to be a case of trying to aim for picking up a few points a race, if we can even do that from that point forward, because we do have the worst car overall. Our driver lineup is the worst, our headquarters is the worst. Staff, not too bad. We do have some pretty decent staff. Both these guys, the pit stops aren't the greatest, which means they are a little bit slower, about a second slower sometimes, but the reliability and performance of what they can actually improve on the car really pretty high, and the concentration's pretty good as well, so they shouldn't be making too many mistakes on the pit stop, so they're going to be staying. If you were looking here, we have got the Assetto Corsa mod on this game. It updates all the liveries to this current season's liveries, changes all the cars as well, so it looks pretty nice for the Haas. So what we're not going to be able to adjust the car livery anymore because it doesn't actually change anything if we go in here and do it season to season. So we will be sticking with these from now on until the end of this series. As you can see, all of them are really nice. All of them look really well done, so it's going to make a real difference to what we actually see during the race as well, because these all should show up as they are here when we're actually going through the race. So hopefully that is going to look a lot nicer. And we've got the Pirelli tyres on, which is part of the mod as well. So what we're doing at the moment, we're still waiting on this engine. It's not going to be ready until after China, at which point it should be able to go in Ferrucci's car. Obviously he's going to get all the new parts first because he does have the nurse boost from his mechanic, which means his parts don't wear down at the same rate as everyone else's. We're still trying to get a few things up to scratch. We're working on the front wing and the rear wing at the moment that are in Ferrucci's car, so we can go ahead and swap him over to Marcus Ericsson. Even though Ferrucci won, Ericsson is still the #1 driver. He's going to be the one that we're concentrating pretty much everything on this season. We're up to about 60% on everything, which is just good enough to get it towards the end of the race. Shanghai is not too bad. It's medium tyre wear, which usually means it's medium parts wear as well, so hopefully we can get through this race without having to pit for any parts changes. We might have to, but it is going to be a we'll just have to wait and see how that goes. We've got 2 new sponsors in the car. We managed to get Samson Fitness Club, £200,000 per race, and Mobile One, £300,000 per race. So we're now making, at a minimum, £1.4 million per race, which is an amazing amount for us, really. It does allow us to work on a new part between every race, which is what we wanted. So we should be building a lot of new parts this season, and in the case of like brakes and stuff, which only cost £500,000, more than 1 part per race. But anyway, that is enough talking. Now we're going to get into the Shanghai Grand Prix. We're always going to set this 6 or above at the moment, because this Marlboro one at £76,000 per race weekend is neither here nor there. It's not even worth chasing. So we're always going to wait for this one, just in case we do upset the apple cart once again and manage to get high enough. Obviously we're never going to get that high in qualifying. I think last time in qualifying we were 16th and Ferrucci was 20th. That is possibly going to be, well, that's actually a little bit too high for Ericsson at the moment. I was expecting to be 18th or 19th, but hopefully we can get something around there again. But anyway, because we've got a couple of better parts in Ferrucci's car, they're both just about content with the car, both losing a little bit of morale. Hopefully we can keep them happy through race performance, because we do want to keep hold of Marcus Ericsson going forward. He is the main one that we want to keep forward because he is a paid driver. We get nearly £1 million per race just for having him in the car, so he's going to be sticking around this season and next. We do have Ferrucci under contract for next season, but He is keeping his seat this season. Depending on how he does overall, we might just think about swapping him next season, depending on who comes up on the open market. There isn't that many drivers, actually. Lewis Hamilton at Toro Rosso's contract's up. Verstappen, we're not going to go for Verstappen. He should be moving to a better team. There is Pascal Wehrlein, who is with Sauber. He's at 71% at the moment, but that's only because he is releasing a music album at the moment. Gives him a plus 25. So usually he would be at 46%, which is just about good enough. That should get us to the 4-star rated sponsor appeal. So Pascal Wehrlein is the long-term option, solution, whatever you want to call it, for this team. But anyway, we're going to jump into the race weekend now. We'll go ahead and do what we usually do. We skip over practice, we skip over qualifying and run those off camera, and we'll be back in a minute for the start of the race. Qualifying over, we finished 17th and 18th. Ferrucci managed to move up a couple of places, not that far behind his teammate Ericsson. Bottas struggled as well in the Sauber. The two Saubers out in Q1 as well. Valtteri Bottas did quite well early on in the season. Last year he was around 11th, usually around 10th or 11th last season. Sauber really dropped off this season. The two Toro Rossos out in Q2. Lewis Hamilton out qualified by his teammate Pedro Piquet. Once again, I'm guessing for some reason it seems that they're giving Piquet the better parts for the car. I don't know why. It would be best served giving them to Hamilton, but anyway, Stroll and Ricciardo just make it into the top 10. Then we've got the two pairs of Red Bulls and then the two Mercedes. Up above them, we've got the Ferrari of Giovinazzi, Mick Schumacher in the McLaren, Alonso in the Ferrari, and then Verstappen out qualifying Alonso by quite a lot in each session. Alonso not getting as much out of the Ferrari as Vettel could last season. Obviously, Alonso is a 4.5 rated driver to Vettel's 5-star rated driver. So Vettel in the less powerful Ferrari than what we managed to get the McLaren to was pretty close with Max Verstappen last season. Alonso can't quite get that close in qualifying. If that's going to happen for the race. So let's just have a quick look at what we're doing. It is a long race. It is 23 laps, so it's going to be medium. We might do medium, super soft, and just really blow through the tyres, blow through the two sets of mediums first, and then go on to a pair of super softs at the end of the race. We could do medium soft, and then super soft. We could do some. We might go on to the soft tyre. We could do. Or should we blow through this in the middle sector of the race? Yeah, we might do that. We can change it up for both cars. So we're going to start off on the mediums. I'm going to go medium. We can't go any longer than that, can we? No. So we'll burn everything from the start of the race. So we are going just one set of mediums. So we did go with a medium for the performance. So we're going race trim. Maybe engine expert might be a little bit better since we're not actually staying on this tyre. Or maybe quick fixes would be better just in case we do need to fix something. No, we'll go quick fixes because we're only going to be in the medium tyre for about half the race. Whereas Ferrucci, we're going to accept race trim, and once again we're going to go with nurse for him again because his parts aren't quite up to scratch yet. So that should be good enough. So here we go. We've gone through the grid already. Everyone already, the top 10 locked on their tyres. So let's just have a quick look at these in game. Might have a quick look in practice and qualifying, but look at these models on these cars, absolutely amazing here. So we'll stay close in. Ericsson has a really good start, gets past the Force India. That's the Force India of Esteban Ocon. Up the inside, gets both Toro Rossos as well, up into 11th place, but that's a Williams of Stroll coming back past him as well. Let's have a quick look at some of these car models here in the game. There we see the McLarens out in front, both McLarens. We've got the Mercedes of Hülkenberg. These models actually looking brilliant here. The Williams of Ricciardo. What have we got? A Ferrari. Alonso dropped down to 6 here alongside the Red Bull of Sebastian Vettel. What other cars have we got? We've got the Toro Rossos back here looking brilliant as well. The Renaults looking nice. And then we've got, where is Perez? Perez is up in 9th. Got the Force India there, and we've got both Saubers running at the back just in front of Julian Palmer. So we'll get back with Ericsson here. Try and move up this camera angle a little bit. Making up some nice distance here. These are a little bit unsteady, these models. They're jutting around a little bit more. They don't seem quite as smooth as the last car model we had, but it's a lot of price to pay for having nice looking car models on the track. Ericsson sets the quickest first sector there. Up into 11th place, going round the outside of Pedro Piquet. Manages to make it stick up the inside of Kimi Räikkönen and makes that stick as well. Absolutely brilliant from Ericsson. Excellent driving, although I'm guessing Raikkonen's going to be able to come back at us here. Here he comes using his boost. We've got our boost to use now at 100% when it actually kicks in. So we should be able to outlast Raikkonen's boost. Although we're sort of stuck behind him. Ferrucci up into 12th as well. Absolutely brilliant. He's going to use a boost here to get past. That's Pedro Piquet once again. We passed it up into 9th and 11th here from the start of the race. Ericsson doing a really good job defending from Kimi Raikkonen. We've got Ferrucci right on the back of him as well. We're going to have to start thinking about turning down at some point. Maybe and Ericsson's run off. Ericsson has run off. Pushing a little bit too much. Right, so we've got a safety car leaving the garage now, so it's all on Ferrucci once again. We won't get him into the pits. There's no need to pit here. Although these cars at the back are going to get one of their pit stops out of the way here. They need to do so. Ferrucci is going to be running in 5th place. Verstappen managed to get in and out of the pits in 4th place. That's brilliant for him. In the most powerful car, one of the better drivers in this series. But anyway, we're going to skip just ahead a little bit till the safety car's coming in. There's no need watching us trail behind this safety car for a couple of laps, and we'll pick up from there. Right, so the safety car is peeling away here. It's all down to Ferrucci here to get points on the board for us once again. Just waiting for the other cars to get theirs. We've used a boost. Who is this coming back at us? That is Piquet. Gets a run on us to the corner. We used all our boost, and since we've got the, what was it? Is it the Honda battery pack? I think it's the Honda one. That gives us an 80% start, but it is a little bit slow at coming back. And that's Max Verstappen that we're actually taking here, but Ferrucci doesn't manage to get past Max Verstappen. We're going to go high mode now. We don't want to blow through too much of this tyre. We'll go back to medium mode. Yep, and we do manage to take Verstappen as well. Ferrucci doing excellent up into 4th place here, but Alonso on the fresh medium tyres is flying through now. We've got Alonso to fight off, but Ferrucci doing brilliant here. Alonso in the much more powerful Ferrari tries to take him. Obviously, we've got a Mercedes engine. Alonso locks up as well on his medium tyre there. Locked up. So 5th place. And what are we going to be able to get out of this race? Can we get more points out of this race? And Verstappen's dropping back again, overtaken by Sergio Perez, who gets a run on us, as does Verstappen. Ferrucci's got the inside line, can't hold off here. We're losing a lot of time here at the moment. Obviously, our Haas, nowhere near as powerful as these other cars. Although we do have a better engine than the Renault. We used a little bit of boost to keep it back, and that's Esteban Ocon coming back now. Ocon fights his way through into 8th place. No, Ferrucci blasts through that corner. Manages to stay in front. Getting to about the 7th lap now, so just gonna have to try to figure out what we want to do for the next stint. Should we go for another pair of mediums that we can push? We seem to be really slow on this medium pair of tyres. So we might as well just make this last as long as we can, and then get onto some quicker tyres from that point forward. There we go. That is Hulkenberg trying to get through. Ferrucci doing a really good job defending. At the moment, there's 3 quicker cars behind him, and he's managing to fight them all off. But there we go. Hulkenberg finally gets released. He's already had a pit stop, and we've got a bunch of 4 cars. Who's this coming up behind? This is Mick Schumacher coming up. I think we've got both Red Bulls, but Ferrucci doing an excellent job here. We're on to 15 laps to go. So we could get in for a pair of soft tyres in a lap's time. So should we push this one to the pits this time and then make our first pit stop from here? Get onto a soft tyre. Yeah, we'll do it this lap with no need holding on to these slow mediums any longer. Parts looking alright. We can't keep pushing the tyres as we are, so we do need to go on to the slower one. Let's risk a fast one. No, we don't need to. We'll be close enough to attack Jolin, but let's risk a fast one. We need to take some risks with this Haas team to try and score points. I'm just pushing into the pits now. I'm going to come back out in high mode as well. Ferrucci, here he comes into the pits. We'll go medium. What is the temperature like? 21. So on medium we should be able... No, we'll push it a tiny little bit from the off. We'll push it a tiny little bit. We're back out into 15th place here, but there are a lot of cars that still need to pit. So we should still be in the points on this performance at the moment. We've got some nice clear air to run in at the moment as well. We're going to go back to medium mode now. Just keep these tyres in the optimum temperature. We might even need to try cool them down a little bit. We've got who's that into the pits. That is Perez in the pits. We get past him. A couple of cars already overtaken, back up into 12th. So points do look to be on the cards today. How many points, I don't know, but Ferrucci running really well. It's just a shame Ericsson. I know the last race was our fault, but this time it's his fault. He could have had points from both the first 2 races, but a little bit careless. Might have to... He did alright pushing last time because we were really aggressive with Ericsson during the last race. We were super aggressive with him. And he managed to cope with that well enough, in that we were on the quicker tyres and pushing. And you always seem to crash within the first... on the first, second or third lap in this race. If you usually know if you can get past those first couple of laps, you're going to be alright for the race. We'll just go back into pushing here. We've cooled the tyres down a little bit. We'll just push around to the pits because we've got a few cars in the pits and try and get as far in front of these as we can when they come out before we switch back down to medium. So we're back up into 5th place now. Vettel has already made 2 stops. Can just about go to the end on those medium tyres, although we're going to be overtaken by him. But a lot of these, Bottas looks to be doing a 1 stop here. They've gone a long time on that medium tyre, haven't they? What sort of lap times are we doing at the moment? We can't actually really see what we're doing at the moment. I'm going to go back to medium, try and recover some of this fuel as well since we're out in clear air. Although that doesn't really matter in this game. Up to 4th place now. Just see where we filter back out once we've done our full round of pit stop. Although a lot of these are going to try do a 1 stop. Although we can't drop this far down because 82 seconds behind us is a long way. And we're just going to try harvest as much battery as we can. We're not going to fight with Vettel because we're not actually fighting him. We're just going to let him go if he can get past us. We're not going to change anything to try and fight him off. If he can get past us on his own merit, then he can get past us. We just don't want him slowing us down. That is what we don't want. Got a few parts going here. Hopefully we don't have to fix them. I think they're all good enough to get to the end of the race. So here we go. 3rd place, Ferrucci. In the podium places at the moment. Obviously we know that's not going to happen. We're just trying to be as quick as we can here. We've got 8 laps remaining, so we can get onto the quicker soft if we want to. So we might as well just push for a little while now. We know we can recover fuel, so we go back into high mode. We'll just push as much as we can now on this tyre. And see how much we wear through it this lap. And we're going to get in for the quicker soft tyre as quick as we can. Yep, we know the tyre temps are high. Right, so we're going to get in for this soft tyre, which we can get to the end of the race from this point pretty easily. We'll do a fast one again. Let's try another fast one. Hopefully we don't have a mistake this time out. And we're going to switch back to push once he comes into the pits as well. We can keep it in high mode for a little bit longer. Right, oh, we can actually change it. Ah, mistake on the tyres. What is that? A big gap. Are we still out in front of one of the Ferraris? We are. We shouldn't have risked that extra one. We'll use the boost. Alonso is in front and Vettel is retiring. So 6th place here. Yep, we know the engine's going for Ferrucci. It means we don't want to push. Yeah, we might as well just recover the fuel from this point forward. We don't want to risk the engine blowing up because we're not coming into the pits. So we're going to risk it. Depending on what it's like towards the end of the race. Where would we be if we pitted again to fix the engine? We would be out in 9th place. We'd lose a few places. So just need to keep an eye on what we're going to be at towards the end of the race. It's currently at 18%. That should be good enough at the moment. We're travelling in 5th. We've got to look at that. The 2 Saubers working a 1-stop strategy on the Sauber. A 2nd and 3rd doing brilliantly here. Can we actually catch them? Because we are on the quicker tyre. We did a 120. Oh, that's our outlet from the pits. We can't actually tell at the moment. We want to keep these tyres pretty cool as well. We want them to work in the optimum temperature. So let's cool them down a little bit until we come around to the pits. And dropping pretty rapidly here. So we're not going to try to set our quickest lap this time out. We did a 124.5. Bottas is doing 126. Alonso did a 122. 127. So we should be able to catch Felipe Nasr here pretty easily, although we've got Max Verstappen fighting behind Ferrucci once again. Max Verstappen, he's on a medium tyre, he's going to get past us. Going to use our boost to try and get the toe off him, but not that the game works that way here, but we like to make it think that it does. So can we catch Nasr here? We've got Perez behind us. Perez lapping about the same as us, if not a little bit slower. A 125.1. What did where is Nasr gone? He's actually come into the pits. So are we lapping quicker than Bottas still? No, we're not. So this is possibly about where we're going to be at the end of the race. 5th is an excellent result if we can actually manage to hold on to this. Go back to high. What is the engine like? 10% on the engine. Yeah. Medium. I'm not pushing the engine at all here. Unless we get some other retirements, this is looking like where we're going to stick at. Perez is lapping a second quicker on that last lap, although we were in low mode. A 123.4 from us. Yeah, so we're lapping quicker than Perez now. We're lapping quicker than Bottas. How far is Bottas in front? 12 seconds in front. No, we can't catch him unless he needs to pit. I think Perez is going to have to pit again, although he might try to stretch those out to the end of the race. Felipe Nasr on a fresh pair of supers. Too far behind enough to catch up. So yeah, so 5th place is looking. Bottas has actually retired, so we're moving up to 4th place. Alonso has come into the pits as well. So is this going to be another 2% on the engine? 2% on the engine. We're going to have to fix that. I don't think we're going to be able to get round another lap. No, we were on the podium. Should we risk it? We're going to be coming out 9. Well, let's just see where we're going to be at once we get round. Once we get round to the pits. See if we can risk another lap. I don't think we can. I think it's going to go this lap, isn't it? It's going to go this lap. Come on. Come on. Should we push it to the pits? Is that too risky? Is that too risky? Is that too risky? That is Ricciardo retiring as well. We would have been in prime position again. 2%. I don't think we're going to make it last another lap. Where would we be at? 41%. We come out 6th place. Let's just risk it. Let's go for the big prize. Let's go back into low mode. Let's not risk this engine. We've got a little bit of boost. Right, we've gone past. We've gone past. We cannot do anything about it now. Last lap of the race. Can we make this stick? Can we make it stick? Can we make this 2% stick? We're getting there. Even if we were retired now, would we drop down the order that much? Sometimes you do crawl around to the finish line. Or sometimes not. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, come on, 2%. Come on, 2%. This is it. 2nd place. Come on, Ferrucci. 1 corner to go. 1 corner to go. Come on, get across the line. And across the line. Brilliant. We managed to make that 2% stick there. Absolutely brilliant. Once again from Ferrucci. 2 podiums in the first race. Managing to hold off what happened to Verstappen at the end of the race there. He got into 1st place and won this race pretty comfortably in the end. The McLaren holding on. As we know, McLaren shouldn't have much of a reliability problem because they are the only team, I think they're the only team currently to have the level 4 factory, so reliability shouldn't be a problem for them. But we've got the Mercedes in and around us. The 2, Nasr and Bottas, the 2 Saubers really pushed their car. They were running 2nd and 3rd at one point, but dropped way off. But Ferrucci, a 1st in the 1st race, a 2nd in the 2nd race. Absolutely brilliant. That means he's going to get a 3rd in the 3rd race. And he'll keep dropping down the order a place as we go on in this season. But absolutely brilliant once again to get to that position. It's just a shame that we've... sorry, excuse me. 2 DNFs from Marcus Ericsson. So scrutineering. Shouldn't be any problems at this early stage in the season. There we go, another 18 points. He'll be on 43 points. Well, Ferrucci possibly still leading the championship. Did Max... You know, we'll be drawing with Max, won't we? So we're tied for 1st place with Max Verstappen still. Absolutely brilliant. 43 points now, which is enough for us to possibly finish around 7th or higher. If we keep picking up a few more points, we might even pick some more points up in the next race. Obviously, this luck is going to run out at some point once the other cars start getting reliable again. But Renault struggling, Ferrari struggling, only 7 points for them, 10 points for Red Bull. Mercedes struggling as well. McLaren, looks like we left them in a really strong position. They're going to run away with the title this season. We came overall 2nd. The chairman is 100% happy with us, is Gene Haas. So we're in no real danger of getting fired this season. 1.7 million coming into the bank. It was worth the risk in taking the bigger sponsor offer. We've got the new engine built, which can go into Marcus Ericsson's car for this one time. Maybe we maybe need to. I know we've been working on Ericsson's parts quite a lot, but maybe we should add a little bit of reliability to a few of Ferrucci's parts. Just that was a little bit too close for comfort in that race. 2% on the last lap. So let's just accept this interview. Let's talk about Marcus Ericsson's crash. Where does the fault lie? Yeah, we'll say that. It loses us 10% with Gene Haas, but he's happy enough with us at the moment. Keeps Ericsson happy. A podium finish for Santino Ferrucci, brilliant. And the new engine build finished. Let's just have a quick look at it. It's a 1189. Can get it to a 1229. So it is a lot better than what we've currently got. So we'll just get to the car repair. It takes a long time for the car repair here. Alright, so what are we working on at the moment? These two, this front and rear wing that is in Ferrucci's car. Because if we work on that, then he can take this front and rear wing, which is reliable enough. 6 days after race. It's going to take a while for that. Maybe we're going to work on his engine a little bit. 19 days after the race. So hopefully we're going to get these couple of things ready and good enough to last for the race at Sakhir. Yeah, so that is it for this episode then. Another brilliant race. The engine is improving. Let's actually stick it in a car. Let's stick this engine in a car. Because it's not this engine that we actually want to be working. Not you. It's not this engine that we actually want to be working on, is it? It is this one that we want to be working on. And we're going to stick that in the car of Ferrucci, because he can make that last till the end of the race pretty much, and then we'll see what that does to the engine. And we still 8th overall. This engine is now better than the Toro Rosso engine, so we've moved up to 7th engine wise. Still the worst car overall, but anyway, that is it for this episode. So if you're not already subscribed and you want to subscribe, hit that big red button underneath this video. Otherwise, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, but until next time, I'll see you down the road for the next Grand Prix in Sakhir, and goodbye.